Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Hot Takes with your boys, Derek and Jason. I'm Jason,
And I'm Derek.
and let's get right into the hot takes. So, we had a bit of trouble coming up with a good one for this week, but I think we stumbled on something.
Yeah, we were a little bit busy this week, and it was hard. But it's actually not me this time.
Great to be struggling on episode 3. Look at
Hey,
us pro
let's
podcasters.
go. But it's actually not me who has the hot take this
Yeah,
time.
I didn't know this was such a hot take, but I prefer the 98.
Well, no, I was
introduce it
well,
more?
no, I was just gonna comment. I was gonna say it might be funny if after this we have a reverse situation where, in fact, I'm the hot take. Apparently,
Yeah, maybe
But
my
this
take
has
isn't
to
so
do
hot.
with creatures that have been experimented on by government.
You've heard of the conflict. You've heard
Conflict.
of the conflict.
We are
Godzilla
talking
and
about
King Kong.
what-
Specifically Godzilla. We're talking.
What do they what do they call that universe? There's like a name for it.
Is there really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can let you
look it up while I
yeah,
talk about.
you introduce it. I'll look it up.
So my hot take is that I prefer the '98 Godzilla to the 2014 one, the 2014 reboot. I prefer the Matthew Broderick one. So
And my opinion is that the '98 one is trash,
yeah.
and that 2014 one, while not a amazing film, is a great film.
I mean, granted, there's some silly elements to the 98 one.
Oh,
But
okay, I got the name. It's
Oh.
the from the movie studio Legendary from Warner Bros. The MonsterVerse.
the MonsterVerse, dang. They
Wow.
have Warner Bros with their sad attempt at the dark universe.
Hey, at least this has gone off the ground.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I was quiet. I upped my volume a little bit.
Apparently, really.
So, yeah, I might need to turn myself down, or I might need to boost myself at the beginning.
Yeah,
well.
we can fix it in post.
Hopefully, I didn't just ruin your ears. So,
Yeah, sorry about that.
yeah, I prefer the 98.
Well, before we get into it, we get into the hot take, I want to know, when was the last time you saw the 98 or the 2014 one?
It's been a couple years. Right before King of Monsters came out, the sequel, I went and watched the 2014 and then Skull Island.
Skull Island.
Kong
Okay.
Skull Island, just to be caught up on the verse to
That's fair.
make sure I had the background information.
Yeah, I need to get caught up with it's coming out. When is what is it? King of Monsters? I think it's
No,
that.
that you mean Kong versus
Oh, yeah, sorry,
Godzilla?
that
Yeah.
already came out. Yeah, yeah.
Godzilla versus King Kong is coming up here. So
Isn't it in like Mar? No, it's probably
I
later.
think it's a little further out than that.
Maybe May.
But yeah,
It's coming up. So
the hype for that's real. I personally think that all the
Really?
memes are an ad campaign, but
I haven't really felt the hype a whole lot personally.
well, you haven't been online much. The
I
memes
mean,
are
no,
everywhere.
I've seen it. Like
Monkey.
but I'm not.
Who do you think's gonna win?
Ooh.
You a Kong boy or are you a Zilla boy?
It's pretty close, I think.
yeah.
But if I was
Nuclear
gonna have
reactor or monkey?
my money is on the fact that the studios will win in the end due to
that's
having
true.
all our money.
Now here's the question: are their mothers both named Martha?
That'd be a
That
good
is
way
the
to
question
connect
on
to the two of
everyone's
them.
mind.
I'm pretty sure everyone has bailed out now at this point,
Yeah.
more than likely. But we're gonna continue anyway.
Let's jump.
Let's get into the
this.
hot takes.
Yeah,
So let's begin. So why do you think the 98 one
All right.
is a great film?
Well, okay. I wouldn't say it's a great film. It's an enjoyable.
Do you like
film.
fish?
Yeah, fish are great.
Yeah, like a lot of fish though.
Not a lot of fish.
Are you sure?
I mean, I can get behind a lot of fish.
Okay, I'm just making sure. You
But,
like the 98 film, so I'd imagine you like a lot of fish.
Well, I mean, like I said, not every part of that film is amazing. But
Okay.
okay, wait, I need to look something up. But yeah, I like the whole investigation part with the Chernobyl or whatever when he goes and finds
That
the
is
worms.
interesting. I
I
do
like
like
that and the tie-in with the Japanese origin where they have the
Oh,
old
don't-
guy at the beginning. He's like, and then the French guy. I
Oh,
don't know
the French guy. He's a good actor. I
Yeah,
really
yeah,
liked
I
him.
love him.
He was like the one part from that movie that I was like, okay, this is actually pretty good. He's been in some stuff like Mission Impossible and Leon the Professional, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can at least get behind that. But the main problem I have with that, actually two main problems that I have with that, is mainly that Matthew Broderick is not he is the wrong guy for this movie.
What?
He is the wrong guy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, You
I
could
love
have
him.
put so many better people into that role. Like, I know they were like trying to go for like the nerd angle, almost like Jeff Goldblum from Independence Day,
Yeah.
which actually I think that was directed by the same person, Roland Emmerich,
Yeah.
the disaster movie guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's just and also the design of Godzilla is terrible. I really do think that
Okay, yeah, I do like the new design way better.
he doesn't look like Godzilla.
But
you know what they said? Actually, I looked into the making of the
what does
'98
it even
film.
look like? When's the last time? I'm gonna keep looking at stuff, but
Well, while you're looking, let me tell you. I actually remember hearing, I forget when, but about the making of the '98 film. Literally, the people like who basically had the rights of him over in Japan basically said, "Do whatever you want to the design." They let them have free reign, and then they did it. They showed it to them, and they're like, "That's gonna be great. We're gonna sell so many tickets."
oh man,
It was unfortunate.
yeah, the new design is phenomenal relative to this one, but like,
Also,
but I do like it. I mean, it's
the characters suck.
well, I think they're fun.
Okay.
I like the cameraman guy.
You
He's
like
amazing.
the cameraman guy?
Isn't he great? He's so funny.
Eh.
The part where they're running by and he's like watches it go by and he almost gets stepped on. It's so funny. And the helicopters flying down the New York City streets.
Okay, that was really ridiculous.
I know, that's why I like the movie.
So you like the movie because of
It's
how
more
just
so. It's
how-
not like I think the movie is a stellar film.
So
I
do you
think
like
it's a
it
goofy
ironically?
film. Not ironically. Like I enjoy it. Like it's not like I'm like, oh, this is stupid. It's funny. I'm like, it's more suspension. I can get behind the suspension of disbelief that it takes to watch that film.
Okay.
For me, I honestly thought that the characters in the 2014 one, like especially that soldier, were just super flat. They didn't really do anything for me.
Okay.
I mean, granted, that's the character of a soldier, but I just didn't think that should have been.
What about
the focus.
Ken Watanabe in his role, or
Okay.
Bryan Cranston?
Was Bryan Cranston in that one?
Yeah, he played the dad of the soldier.
That's right. Yeah. Well, he wasn't in it that much though.
He wasn't, but every time he was on screen was amazing.
Well, yeah, but that didn't bring the movie back
Yeah,
because he was a foil for the soldier guy, and then the
Well, yeah,
soldier
he
guy didn't work
was.
for me. So then by default,
Well, also
it just didn't work out.
I view the
For me.
I view the 2014 one. I mean, neither of these movies the focus is the people. You're watching for Godzilla.
Well, that's why you're watching.
that
But
is the
I think
point.
the movie, like
Like,
because
what's-
you don't know, you can't get in Godzilla's head because
No.
you can't understand him. So you need to have some character that you can latch onto and be like, oh, this is a terrifying situation because of that. For me, I can relate to Matthew Broderick's character where he's like, you guys are doing the wrong thing. You need to be doing this other thing. You guys are going about this wrong. So I'm going to try and do something myself. I can follow that. The soldier guy, what's his name even? I don't know.
Oh,
He's the soldier guy
probably
from here on out.
Jack.
If you look, yeah, it's probably Jack. We're calling him Jack now. Anyway, let me look this up. But
I can agree with you on that. That like his character, like me and my dad watched it over break.
Okay.
It'd been a while since I'd seen it. And I think mainly the reason I enjoyed as much is even though he's a flat character, I think it's mainly a way for you to be able to project in some way on him. Not that you're supposed to relate to him, but I think it's kind of like he's supposed to be a flat character.
I know, I just didn't like that.
I mean, that's fair.
Like, I mean, as far as what he was, like,
This
he's a
sounds like
soldier
this
character.
sounds like the reverse argument of last week's podcast here.
Yeah. Yeah, we're kind of flipping spots here.
Flipping the script.
It's just that, like, last time we were talking about Star Wars, and there's so many characters to latch onto that your main one
Yeah.
doesn't need to be super complicated.
But
That
why are you
would've worked
watching
here, but
Star
there
Wars
wasn't-
is different than Godzilla.
Yeah, like here, there's just no one in this movie where I could say, oh, that I get that character. I relate to that character.
What about Ken Watanabe? He was a cool character.
I mean, yeah, but he wasn't like a main character. He was
But
like,
here's the thing:
he's
the
your
sol-
Admiral
the
Akbar.
soldier-
He's your
he
side
is.
guy who doesn't really carry the plot of the film along.
But most
You
of
just
the-
had this one soldier who was carrying along the plot, and he had some. I mean, he did some stuff, but he was for the most part just taking orders from the government and doing his military operations as best as could, trying to survive this terrible thing.
But I could at least understand him trying to get back to his family. Like that was the whole point.
I mean, I get it, but I just like he didn't. I guess same thing like you were saying, Luke. He's just kind of there. He's not really doing anything interesting, And it's like you could have picked up any one of those soldiers. Probably half of them are trying to get back to their families.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like there was nothing like
That's
unique about him where I was like, oh, I get why the movie is focusing on this guy. Like he was just interchangeable
But I
with
do
the rest
think
of them.
this is the one thing that, and I don't know if you would agree with me, that I do think 2014 does better than 1998. It's tone. I think the tone of 2014 is great. I really love the tone. Of
Yes, yeah.
They're taking it a bit more serious, taking it a bit darker in terms of the tone. I like.
I think that's another reason that the character stuck out to me so much is because when I see a movie that's kind of goofy, like the '98 one, then I'm not sitting there thinking, oh, why, like, how does this character work in a real world setting?
That's fair.
It kind of gets. That's why I can have the suspension of disbelief is because it's so out there, it's so goofy that I'm like, okay, I don't really need to worry about why these characters are doing these things. Whereas when you make it darker, I kind of get more of a real world vibe. So then I'm like, all right, so this character needs to have motivations then, or else it's like just goofy. And if they're trying to not be goofy and it ends up coming across as goofy or just not well thought out, then it just kind of falls apart for me.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess. I mean, like, how I view the 2014 one, like, why I enjoy it. Like, I love the action set pieces are great. You get to see a lot of it. You get to see a lot of Godzilla just being absolutely freaking cool.
That is true.
And you get to, and it's really cool. Like, when he breathes the blue fire, like, directly
Oh, that
into
is beautiful.
Like, any fight scene that involves the creatures.
I mean, visually, yes, I'm there with you.
But that's mainly why I'm watching it, and I've gotten used to. I've seen so many I guess I would maybe throw it in the reign of disaster films. I've gotten so used to disaster films of having to deal with more.
Disaster film.
I get more used to having to deal with more flat characters and focus more on, I guess, just them trying to survive.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of a trope of the
'Cause, like,
genre, but I don't think it should be.
It shouldn't, and there are some smarter. I can't really think of many smarter disaster films off the top of my head.
Without getting into it because you haven't seen it, but King of Monsters, in my opinion, did it better. Where the characters had like understandable motivations. They gave them backstory.
Wasn't
they
the
weaved
girl
their
from
choices.
Stranger Things in that?
Yeah, Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
But I mean, granted, some of those characters weren't my favorite in the world, and I definitely think they could have been better. But they were. You could understand where they were coming from. There was interesting things about them. They made interesting decisions that changed things for the movie.
Yeah.
Whereas this guy could have died in the first 10 minutes and the movie would have been the exact same except for the fact that you would have had one less character.
Yeah,
you really
you're
didn't do
not
anything.
wrong.
That was the thing for me is I was just like, why do I care about him? I'd rather just see a hour-long smash fest of the Godzilla shots without the soldier parts because they do nothing
Yeah, but
for the movie.
Godzilla doesn't really fight anyone in the
Yeah,
98.
he does. There's the little side dinosaurs that show up.
Yeah, but I didn't like that plot.
Well,
It reminds me.
that was the best.
Okay.
I mean, that's the thing is like it was just I was just there for the visuals.
Godzilla
so
98 reminds me too much of Jurassic Park: The Lost World.
It's definitely a bad knockoff of Jurassic Park: Lost World, which is not my favorite film.
Which is not even a good film to begin with, I think.
Yeah,
I mean, I like some parts of Lost World, but
Yeah.
I think
it's
they could have done better. I think I'd
Yeah.
say maybe probably the best part for me is just tone. I think, and that's what I prefer. I wanted to see it more in a serious direction. I wanted
Yeah.
to see with better visuals.
I mean, granted, I'm there with you. Like, I think I really liked King of Monsters.
Yeah, but you were saying you kind of thought the 2014 one was trash.
Yeah, it's just that it's just there's no compelling story. Like, you don't know the whole time. You're just like, what is Godzilla doing? I don't know. And they don't really
okay, that's
play.
fair,
Into the, like, you could have it so that you're playing into the mystery of it, but then Godzilla's not like the protagonist. They wanted to make Godzilla a protagonist and an antagonist. And so to do that, they had one character that views him as an antagonist and then other characters that viewed him as a protagonist.
Yeah.
And then they also had Godzilla in a lot of it. So
I love
like
every-
in 98, it's simple. It's Godzilla is a monster that you need to take out. There's no like, oh, he's this unique specimen that we need to preserve. I mean, they don't want to kill him. Matthew Broderick doesn't want to kill him,
No.
but they know that they have to do something.
Yeah.
Especially when it lays the eggs at the end, and you're like,
the-
this is bad.
The 98 one just feels so cheap, and the dialogue is not great.
Granted, I don't think it's a stellar film.
No, okay.
I don't think it's a stellar film. I do not.
Okay.
But I would rather watch the 98 than the 2014 for that reason, because I can sit there and I can follow the story along and see where things are coming from, and I'm like, oh, well, that's silly, but like, it's fine, you know?
Okay.
Whereas, like, I'm not sitting here saying like, oh my goodness, that is top tier cinematic that is top tier filmmaking right here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's all right, it's fine, but like 2014, I just couldn't really get behind. There was no parts of it where I was like, oh, that was some really clever plot work there. I mean, the visuals are amazing. I love the visuals, but like the trade off for the visuals, I mean, maybe half the movie max is cool Godzilla shots, and the other half is like, why am I watching this? Just show me Godzilla.
I mean, that's fair.
And it's not a short movie either.
No, it's not.
That's the thing.
I
if it was like an hour and a half, I'm like, okay, you wanted to sit, you had budget issues and stuff, so you're trying to pull back on some Godzilla shots, add some story stuff. Like, that's what they're doing in 98.
Yeah.
They're adding in some stuff so that because they don't have the technology to do these massive Godzilla shots. And now that we do, they want to do all these massive Godzilla shots, but then you kind of lose a story there because Godzilla's doesn't talk. So you need to have some way of relating some sort of emotional connection. And so you have to add these characters, and the characters they added in just don't do anything for the film. Now, like you said, Ken Watanabe,
I love every time
great.
he says anything in there because he just speaks. He literally is the voice for Godzilla.
Right.
He's always
and that's why he's a great character.
Godzilla's doing that.
That's why he's a great character. But the problem, like for me, the problem is the divide between they try to make him like some sort of misunderstood antagonist protagonist, and so you don't really know how to feel about him the whole movie. And so,
I mean, I felt like he was just a misunderstood protagonist. But that's just my opinion.
I mean that's what I settled on too when I was watching it. But the whole time there's this there's this divide there, and I think it just kind of keeps the film from really sticking out for me. It's just kind of like, it's just a smash 'em up film. I go watch a million smash 'em up films.
That's fair.
You go watch Transformers or something.
I will say I would prefer Transformers just because again
that's the thing. Like there's a million movies with CGI mash 'em ups. Like Transformers has some great action scenes. The story's not there for a lot of them, but
some of them the story's there.
All right, yeah.
I would argue the original and Bumblebee.
Oh well, yeah. Original, yeah. I'll give you Bumblebee for sure. Original, I'll.
Shia LaBeouf was not annoying in the original. I think that was a good. Yeah.
I like Shia in the first one.
Also, it was really cool. I know this is like slightly getting off topic, but I feel like it's okay. But like in the beginning of the original Transformers, because we had never seen anything like that, like on screen, like especially like showing off these.
Some of the stills before that movie came out just blew my mind.
I was gonna say
so
there was nothing we had not seen. That was really the first time I think I remember seeing like animation, like CGI, really taking a leap forward again in a way that I hadn't seen in films, kind of like more like Jurassic Park or T2. Like it looked really good.
Yeah.
And especially in the beginning with the army base when Blackout, the helicopter Decepticon, comes in, like that first like 10 minutes is really good.
Yeah.
Is really solid.
Yeah, I really enjoy I do like the first
The more that I watch
films.
the first film, the more I feel validated in my enjoyment of it, that I feel like it's a legitimately good film.
Yeah.
I enjoy all the films, mainly for the fact that I'm a Transformers fan.
Yeah.
But I legitimately think that the first and Bumblebee are really good films. And I'm excited for the future on those.
Yeah.
But I will admit, like, for example, that is one I'd prefer to watch more. I don't know if that partially has to do with my biasm toward Transformers, but I will admit there are things they could have done better in the 2014, but I think there's a lot they did right.
Yeah. I mean, I do think the visuals are great. But for me, like, I'd rather watch a movie like Transformers where, like, the most of what you're watching is the robots beating each other up, and then you have Shia LaBeouf or Mark Wahlberg or whatever on the side doing their little thing that you really don't care about and don't really pay attention to, because there's enough smash 'em up robots that you're never sitting there like, why am I here? Why do I care? You're like, I don't care. I just want to watch robots smash. And then they start beating each other up.
We can agree, though, from Transformers, the best human character is Simmons.
Oh, yeah. Which one's Simmons?
Simmons is the Sector 7 dude.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. That guy's great.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm on 2014, where it's like, it's the best part of it is the action scenes, and there's a million different movies where I can watch good CGI smashing scenes.
Okay, that's
things beating each other up.
Now you enjoyed Skull Island, though.
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't have any problems with any of the characters, like in that film?
Not really. I mean, like the main characters were interesting enough. None of them were like, they all had goals that they were trying to achieve that were in conflict with other goals, leading them to have to make decisions and choices that had consequences. The main character of what is it? Ford Brody, according to the internet.
You're talking about Godzilla.
For Godzilla, the main character, he never really had to make any decisions that were like plot altering. I think he did at some point, but I don't remember him doing that. He's very forgettable. I don't remember his name. He could have been, like
Yeah,
I said, he
that's
could have
fair.
been anyone. But Kong Skull Island, you had like Brie Larson's character, Samuel L. Jackson's character. I'm trying to remember some of the other people in that movie, but they all made decisions that had consequences for each other and that steered the plot of the movie. How Kong was going to respond to them being there, how Kong would do this. It wasn't just, I'm just a faceless soldier that doesn't make really real decisions.
I mean, that's fair. It is the argument that I gave for Luke, and
Yeah.
I can't say no to that. I guess just it doesn't bother me,
Yeah.
and that's all
that's
I
fine.
can say.
That's fine.
Now, I was gonna say we probably, just because this is probably gonna end up being a shorter episode than it would otherwise normally be, because again, we were having trouble thinking of a good hot take,
Yeah.
and that was just one that we
Mine was
found.
pretty hot though.
I felt like it was still a good
Yeah, leave
conversation.
your opinions in the comments below.
Yeah, or you can make your own hot take.
Yeah.
Hot takes on hot takes.
Yeah, you can leave
the
us a hot
podcast.
take. We should have an email address. You can email us your hot takes or a Twitter or
Oh man,
Inst-
I
we'll-
think
we'll have a
I
page
can
somewhere.
I think I can let you handle that one.
yeah, maybe we'll do that.
Well-
If you want it, just smash the like button or whatever feedback you can give us on whatever platform you're on. Just give us lots of good feedback and
Now
us
before
know
before
if
we
you
go, because
we're really cutting it off.
we're not going off yet, but we
Yeah.
have to talk about, and maybe since this is a short episode, we can maybe spend a little bit more time than we otherwise would. It is what we watched this week,
Oh.
and I got to point
did
to
I
a
watch
film
this week?
that honestly I have to talk about. I know
Uh-huh.
everyone loves it, but I have to talk about it regardless.
Shoot.
American Sniper.
Oh, I need to see that.
You haven't
I haven't
seen
seen it.
American
I
Sniper.
have not seen it.
Okay, if you don't know, this isn't really spoiling the movie because this is based off a true story of a man that you've probably heard.
Yeah,
Have you heard of the name of Chris Kyle?
Yeah, yeah. We
Have
were
you
actually
heard-
at Barnes and Noble like yesterday, and we were looking to see if they had it because my roommate was going to buy it, but he didn't.
Wait, which one? The book?
The book.
Or-
The book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I have the movie if you ever want to borrow it. It is really good. It is is probably my favorite war movie
Really?
over Saving Private Ryan. I would definitely say favorite war movie for
Dang.
sure. Every time I watch it, I love it more. But basically, Chris Kyle, he was this Navy SEAL. He was called the Legend as a sniper. He did 4 tours, I think, in Iraq.
Wow.
I think I'm saying all this information correctly. Pardon me if I'm not. I should be at least really close. But I believe it was 4 tours in Iraq, and dealt with what a lot of soldiers have to deal with going home, which is they just can't leave. They are still out there. Like their mindset is still out there and not at home, and they can't separate themselves from that. And so you see them kind of breaking more and more as it progresses, and it does get better. Like you do see that. The unfortunate aspect is what actually really happened with Chris Kyle in his life is that another veteran suffering from PTSD murdered him, killed him, not too long after he had finally been able to like get better finally, and like he was helping veterans. And it really is a shame, and I feel like I have to talk about it for just a couple different reasons. One, on a movie aspect, Bradley Cooper probably gave the performance of his life. I really feel that. Like it is amazing acting across the board. Like, yeah, there's a lot of characters you don't quite remember, but you do remember, like, what happened over there. Like, what things he had to go through. Like, I know you haven't seen it, and I'm trying to do a good job of, like, not giving a whole lot of it away. But they did a really good job with, like, the acting and showing the terribleness of what they have to do over there. But also, in another aspect of that, it really shows, again, the reality of the situation of what people have to go over there. I hope that I never have to go over there. You know, that's part of the hope of me being a computer science major. I'm hoping they're going to put me behind a chair instead of on the front lines with a gun. That's just not me. And I really feel for the people who have to do that. My dad was a cop.
Mm-hmm.
I had relatives who fought in the Korean War. Like I understand that, and I really feel for them. And I just love how that movie shows so much. But again, this isn't too deep of a conversation because again, you haven't really seen it, and I don't want to give too much of it away, and I don't feel like me saying what happened to Chris Kyle is really doing that because this did actually happen,
Right.
And I feel like it's general knowledge typically, but sorry if that got a little depressing more, but like it's a really good drama.
Yeah.
Was there anything you watched this week?
Just WandaVision. I love that show.
Well, we can't talk about that.
Yeah, I can't talk
because
about
I also
that.
watched that.
Yeah, but if you haven't had the chance to watch WandaVision, at least do like find a way when
we
when
might
the whole show's out
eventually
try and
have to
watch it.
discuss it if we give like a heads up, like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we'll have a spoiler talk discussion on it maybe at some point.
Yeah, but if you haven't, it's phenomenal.
It is top tier Marvel.
I mean, I think I can say this without spoiling anything. Part of the premise of the show is they have different eras. Like they style each
it's
episode
so
of different
great.
eras of TV,
It's so
and
great.
they nail everyone. It's so funny.
I don't know how they pulled it off as well as they did.
I don't know.
I will say the first episode is probably out of all the ones was the hardest one that they were attempting to do. Like,
if you ever watched the show, the Dick Van Dyke Show,
I know it
is
I know.
spot on.
It was just harder to get in from the first episode.
Not for me. I was I was looking forward to that one the most, honestly.
Despite
because I've watched every episode of the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Really? Okay.
And so there's aspects of that where it was just perfect. The cinematography, like the shot placement, the costumes,
Now,
the dialogue. Oh my goodness.
Despite the plot developments that we will not discuss,
Yeah.
episode 2 is probably still my favorite so far.
Yeah.
Because
Really?
of just how hilarious it is.
Oh yeah, that one is pretty funny.
Vision is the best part of the show.
Oh, Vision's amazing.
Vision, I honestly, my opinion on Vision and Scarlet Witch has gone up dramatically since this show came out, especially Vision. I'm loving how they're showing him in the show.
Yeah. Anyway, 10 out of 10 would recommend. But
same here.
We won't get into it too much
No.
until probably
a
week or two after the whole
probably
show is
once
out.
like Falcon and Winter Soldier gets going.
Yeah.
Then maybe we might talk about it.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil anything.
Because
I don't
that might
entirely know what's going on yet,
might
so.
stem into Falcon and Winter Soldier at that point anyway. So we might have to talk about it.
Yeah, big things, good
So,
things.
Yeah, sorry for the shorter episode, guys, this
Or
week. But
congratulations if
maybe
you don't like us.
yeah, either that or if you just don't have enough time.
Yeah,
that's
nice
good.
short episode.
Nice
for a
short episode.
I mean, it's Valentine's weekend.
Season of love, and
Are you my Valentine?
nah, I'm depressed and alone.
Yeah, I was thinking. I'm thinking I'm gonna watch either You Got Mail or Sleepless in Seattle.
I was really.
Have you seen those?
I have. I've seen bits of Sleepless.
Or The Proposal. There's some great rom-coms.
Well, I was gonna suggest.
We should have done rom-coms.
Oh, we should have.
Any rom-com
We should've
hot
talked
takes
to-
to close off the episode?
I don't really think so. No, I was gonna say though. I was gonna try and convince the guys to watch Hitch.
Oh my god.
But I don't think that would take much effort either to watch that. That's a great movie.
I haven't seen that one.
You
I need to
haven't
watch
seen
that.
Hitch?
No.
That is like the perfect rom-com for everyone.
I'm definitely watching that this weekend if
So.
I can find a copy.
I mean, I think I have a copy. I might not have it here. I might be wrong.
Okay.
But anyway, we will let you guys go this week. We will see you next time.
Yeah, thanks for joining us for another episode of Hot Takes with your boys, Derek and Jason. We'll see you next time. Bye.
See you.